Hey everyone, so today I want to talk to you about this petition on change.org. It was started by Cam Ran and it says, Gearslutz, please change your name. I'm not going to tell you whether to sign the petition or not. I will tell you three things. First off, let's talk about what Gearslutz is. For those of you who don't know, it is a forum with an absolutely invaluable record of attitudes in the music industry and information, gear information and recording techniques and so on over many, many years. That should not be lost. That's very important, first of all. And secondly, for those of you who don't speak English as a first language, the term sluts, refers to someone who is sexually promiscuous. There is no denying that this has historically been used primarily as a term used against, a pejorative term, a nasty word used against women to suggest a measure of their worth by linking that in some way to the idea that they would sleep with lots of people. That is indisputable, I think. It is disputable that it's still a gendered term. I don't use it really, so I don't know. If I were to use it in a joking way, I'd probably feel uncomfortable, but I don't think I would use it as a gendered specific thing. I just wouldn't say it. It's uncomfortable, right? And that's not a politically correct thing. In terms of my opinion on free speech and the right to offend and the right to express, I think it is absolutely 100% important that we maintain the right of people all across the world to offend each other, to say things that you might have take offence at. I think you have the right to say things that I find disgusting. But your choice to do that is another issue. The choice to upset someone deliberately when you don't have to is maybe the measure of a person. So let's move on and talk about the two little stories that I want to tell you about. So basically, I do a number of masterclasses for universities and colleges across the country, and I talk about recording, mixing. I show them how to mix and all sorts of stuff like that. Answer questions about careers and so on. And when I'm talking to students, I quite often have to discuss that forum, Gearslutz. It's always uncomfortable. It's always an uncomfortable experience having to say that word in a professional environment. It's just, I'm not thinking that anyone's going to be massively upset or offended by it. And I do understand that there is a movement towards recreational outrage at the moment. But it is uncomfortable. It is unprofessional to say. So that's just one thing that's in my mind when I think about this issue. The second thing is that people can often say, well, why are these primarily women? It's primarily women who are upset by this, yes. Why are they so upset? You know, this is a meritocracy. Being in the industry it's hard for everyone. But let's put it this way. I'm a white guy in the UK. I'm in my late 30s. My life in work is not made more difficult by the way I present myself. I don't get discriminated against, to my knowledge, because of the way I present myself. And the way I have to present myself, I should say. I don't think that is true for all women and minority groups and stuff in the industry. I think it would be naive to pretend that this is a meritocracy, even though the music industry is so left. It is so, free of that kind of judgment. I still see things discussed behind the scenes that quite frankly are horrible. People are spoken about in certain ways that are not, it's just not nice. It's not necessarily upsetting people if they don't hear about that, but it certainly doesn't instill me with a sense of respect for the people who speak about, let's say, women in a sort of derogatory manner behind the scenes. And I'm glad that we're moving forward. I'm glad that, you know, that kind of attitude is becoming less and less in the industry. So let me tell you a story about when I was working with a very accomplished engineer who's done a lot of big records assisting me. And we were sat in the studio. I had my client with me. It was me, her, and the client. And he leaned over to her, put his face close to hers and said, "It's nice having something good to look at in the recording studio." Now, lovely guy, I think he just misjudged that situation and thought he was being complimentary. He wasn't. It was creepy. Now, she handled it incredibly well. I'm sure she's used to handling it incredibly well. And she sort of brushed it off and laughed and, yeah, well, you know, come on, let's crack on. But is that something that you've experienced? Someone who is bigger and stronger than you in a soundproof room that you have to work late with, leaning into you and making a creepy comment like that? Probably not. I haven't experienced that. So we're on 6 minutes now, so I'm going to knock this on the head. But look, if you've got any thoughts, any ideas about this whole thing, if you've got any opinions that you want to share, if you want more information on this kind of stuff, let me know in the description. I think my solution here is to just find another forum that's better. I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.